Hey everybody, welcome to episode 24. This one's gonna be kind of quick one because, meetings. So we left off. We got everything working. Actually, I just was playing around with it and I decided to change the range here. So instead of it going to all the way through to, we had it through May 1st. I decided to actually cut it off at the last day of Lemonade because everything else was kind of noisy, and this gives me like a lot of nice space to play around with doing annotations and whatnot. So I did that, and then I'm sure this is going to break, but I separated these two sentences into two things, so you can like show Beyonce and then highlight Lemonade, so it's not too bulky text-wise. I don't think it's going to work right now because let's see. Actually, let's see, update stuff. Should really just do like if, well, step of current step exists, then call it. It doesn't break anything because right now there is no Lemonade step. Oh, it's not even live loading. Anyways, this is what it looks like. Let's see if it'll, yeah. So everything's kind of on the right edge now. You see it ends here and ends here. So I think it's just a little nicer. Anyways, that's not what we're doing right now. Right now, we are going to get into this thing. What thing? This thing. Figure out how to calculate returning to normal after the spike. So we're going to jump back into here it is, into this code, our helper area, all the stuff, all our data processing repo. It's up to date. I'm going to use the simple statistics library, npm isimple. Because basically, I thought about this a little bit while I was just in the car, and I think the way to calculate returning to normal, you should probably use some sort of mathematical thing rather than just, within X number of pages. So I was going to play around with standard deviations and quartile ranges. I have a basic understanding of them, but I think I'm going to start by calculating them. So like, if you're not familiar, like you are in a quartile range, which is the middle 50%. Nice image to show it. So like we have the median calculated. So we could say like whatever, if it falls within like, the middle 50%, then it's back to normal. I feel like standard deviation would be better because we want to know about outliers. So standard deviation, right? Standard deviation fluctuates, right? But I think the rule of thumb is usually like two standard deviations away might signify an outlier. Anyways, we can figure out the actual numbers, but we just need to calculate it first. So in our stat file, which is where we're calculating everything, let's add on two other things. So basically, we're going to calculate the standard deviation. And that's, the assumption is just going to be, I have everything on here as before. The assumption for these is it's going to be comparing it to the before state. So let's say we need to require the library. Okay. So to do that, it just needs, I'm pretty sure it just needs an array of numbers. Cool. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So let's grab that. I wonder if they have a thing for outliers. So we just need to grab the page views before. We had a function that was doing, I think, this get median sides. So let's actually further functionize this function get sides. Okay, before. We really just want this data. So actually, just copy that. We can just make sure this function side. Get side. Only difference is this. So we can say sorry, something else. What was it on? Their turn. Actually, let's see. That's going to do a Boolean, but we don't want it to be exactly equal. We want it to be explicitly before or after. So okay. I forget what I was doing. Right. So we're going to say data. I think we already have data here. Yep. So you can simply say get side data true dot map. That's going to return dot views adjusted. I'm not sure actually how this handles nulls, because I know for sure we have some that have nulls. So I'll have to take a look at that. Actually, let's Okay, so we can do ss dot standard require. It's simple. I'm just actually going to add both of those to the output. See if that works. There, it's not defined. Yep. Um, okay, and then if I wanted to do it, hmm. This is like the one that's okay. Okay, let's see how that works. Everything is non. That's the bueno. Okay, it has stuff. It's weird. the normal one, or even mess with the second one. Yep. Data. Okay. Let's just look at oh, we never all right, cool. We got real values now. Okay, let's see what happens if we add in. And for the measure. There are some truths. Oh, well. Yeah, it's not a good thing. It's on all 1200, I forgot, so. Okay, so it does make a difference. Sorry, my cat just startled me. What they're doing. Let's see if there's anywhere it's majorly different. Phone's at 6, that one's not nothing. Nice. Okay, this one would. Oh, yeah, so let's see. Okay. Probably makes sense to use that second one, to be honest. Let's do that. Why would we want to include nulls? They're probably treating them like zeros. Okay. We've added that. Let's put that QR as well. Thank you. Mm. Oh, the same thing. Let's do that. Let's see. So I could compare it to see. I could just add another thing, but it's probably not necessary. Okay. Cool. Mm-hmm. All right, cool. So we've added those calculations. Um, Now let's like look at that in the data over on the project end. Um, like I probably should just do an explore with it, to be honest. But whatever, I'm already doing things. So let's say, or forget. All right. What? Just realized I have a better way to do that. It's changing. Well, I just don't like the page view stays with it. I guess it's not the worst. What was I about to do? I forget. Oh yeah, we're not even gonna look at this chart anymore. Let's disable this for now. And we need to create a new one. We don't need to start from scratch. Oh, we know there's not going to be these things. Let's leave some of those things. I'm assuming all that same stuff. I don't know actually how I'm going to do this. Just going to do everything else right now. Actually, let me keep. Right now I'm duplicating this, but in the future I won't upload this once, or just have probably a stripped down data set of just what's necessary to render, to be honest. It won't just be all the pages. No. Cool. So inside of here, The hell is setup master? Yeah, first let's make sure those new things are added. Yep, so we got IQR and our clean data. Sure we so let's look at prints. Where the heck is prints? $8,000 is the standard deviation. That seems really high. But maybe not actually, because he definitely had a bunch of spikes. Also, if I'm correct, pretty sure the deviation is from the mean. And I'm only calculating a median, so I actually will need the mean in this case. Like this. Oh, wait. I want to adjust for the before. Let's fix that in here. Okay. So that gives us the mean views adjusted object. Hold on, I hear a dying animal outside. I'll be back. Sorry about that. All right, I forget what I was doing. Oh yeah. All right, actually, so this looks like it worked. I got to sign off, got a meeting and a phone call.